The referee in charge of the action, who also scores the contest, Mr. Larry O'Connell from Kent. The timekeeper is Mr. Colin Roberts of Halifax, and the matchmaker, Mr. Ernie Fossey of London. My lords, ladies and gentlemen and viewers throughout Britain, welcome to the big fight live on ITV from Pondsforge International Sports Centre, Sheffield. Promoted by Frank Warren and Sports Network in association with our sponsors, Empress Car Sales. Introducing to you the boxers. Firstly, in the red corner, coming from the Dominican Republic, wearing green trunks. His professional record is of 56 contests, 44 wins, 14 coming by way of KO, 6 losses and 6 draws. Would you please welcome Freddy Cruz. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the leopard skin trunks, from the Yemen and Sheffield. He is undefeated in 13 professional contests, 11 coming by way of KO. He is the current bantamweight champion of Europe, Prince Naseem Hamed.
Now, in this, just to confuse us as always with the scoring, the referee will score if this goes to 12 rounds, with 2 British judges as well to help him, John Keane and Mickey Vann. Carries the title of the WBC International, which means that for those not rated in the top 10, it's a bit of a Mickey Mouse championship, but nonetheless, Naseem will claim it all right. So now, let's see if Cruz, calling him a child, he actually gave him a peck on the cheek there at the press conference. It really fired up Naseem Hamed. He stole his thunder a little bit, but he cut down a lot of the window dressing when he came in the ring. He did vault over the rope, of course, but he left it at that. He's just getting rid of that coltish look now at 20, Hamed. And remember, this fella's only losses in the last 7 years have both been against world champions. Steve Robinson, who's watching at ringside from last June, and Wilfredo Vasquez, who's now still the WBA champion. That was in '92. It's only a majority decision. In fact, the judges only agreed in that fight on 2 rounds, so it shows you what kind of fight it was. Not the greatest of punches on the record, Freddy Cruz, but certainly a good workman. He showed that with Robinson in Cardiff. Colourful gloves, haven't seen these for a long time. Yellow ones, it's introducing them now. Oh, what a good shot. To see him shaking in the opening round, that is news. Never been on the deck.
These shots are getting right through solidly, Reg. No problem at all from Hamed. He started so confidently, and he's shaken up Cruz already twice in the first round.
See the way he switched there, Jim? He had a look down at Cruz's feet there to try and detract him. He's looking in the eyes 1 second and then switched it. He's so unpredictable.
I don't think I've ever seen a fighter with just so much confidence in what he's doing. Cruz is in bad trouble here.
Jim, this will be sensational if he stops this fella.
Cruz's legs are shaky, Reg. He hasn't shown the effects of the first couple of good attacks.
He's had 2 fights since he fought Robinson, a win and a draw, so he's not exactly on the slide, Freddy Cruz.
You can see his eyes, Reg, they're not clear yet. If Hamed keeps this pace going, he could have him over in the first round here. Cruz hasn't recovered from those punches yet.
8 stone 10 division, super bantamweight. Reflexes, as Barry McGuigan was saying, he's really got him.
But he's so strong as well, Reg. We have to remember he's come up a weight for this fight, and he looks like the man. He looks like the bully. He's the stronger.
This is some start, isn't it, by Naseem, or nicknamed Naz locally. Well, it's not bad for a little boy in an opening round, Jim, is it? He says, all right, mate, you weren't as bad as I thought you were. I think you wanted to make up and be friends again there, Freddy Cruz. And it's round 5 now. And if you've joined us late, Naseem Hamed, need I say, the man in the leopard trunks who switches style, the European super bantamweight champion. That's the 8 stone 10 against Freddy Cruz from the Dominican Republic, the man who gave Steve Cruz a decent fight anyway for the World Championship last June. And well, really you can count on one hand the decent punches that Cruz has been able to get through in this first 5 rounds of a scheduled 12 for the WBC quotes International unquotes Championship, which is vacant at the moment.
I think Cruz realises now, Reg, he doesn't have the power to trouble this young fella, so what else is he going to do? He can't land punches enough to outpoint him, so he's just going to try and hang in there as long as he can, put up some sort of show. But it must be breaking his heart. He's had no success whatsoever.
Few wags in the crowd already, Jim. Not bad for a lad, they're shouting out in here in Sheffield. I mean, he really is doing a quiet number on him, isn't he, as he wants here, Hamed. You wouldn't think this is the same guy that had fought Robinson and Wilfredo Vasquez, a WBA champion. And that one was a photo finish as well. All right, he's aged a bit since then, but it's all about style and power and the difficulty in trying to hit this fellow, Hamed.
Well, Hamed has said he wants to move up through the weights and win world titles at different weights. Well, he has that natural strength and power. And I mean, you could see him actually going up as far as lightweight. It's just a style that nobody's ever seen before.
We always think we've seen it all in this business, but this is a new one, Jim, isn't it? You couldn't imagine any comparison with anybody in style.
And he's not any fancy Dan. He can fight. He has natural power. And when he whips those punches in, they're vicious shots. He doesn't always sustain the punches. It's as though he's quite happy to let fights go for a couple of rounds.
Well, another good round there for Naseem Hamed, and here's Gary Newbon talking to the world champion Steve Robinson.
Steve, Hamed is making a big thing about he wants to fight you for your WBO featherweight title. You're here in force with all your camp. Do you really fancy it after what you've seen?
Well, he's looking very impressive. If he wants to fight me, it's up to the promoter and the manager, you know.
He's very strong, isn't he?
Oh, he's very strong, very good puncher, very loose, awkward fighter. But with Naseem, you've got to really pressure him, you know, push him back.
Well, Cruz isn't doing that, but Cruz has never been stopped. And do you get the feeling that this fight is definitely not going to go the distance?
It don't look like at the moment, because Freddy Cruz don't seem to be working, you know. He seems lost his confidence since he fought me, and he should be getting his jab working.
What impresses you most about Hamed?
Naseem Hamed, he's very hard puncher, very loose, very awkward fighter.
Well, he's got that right, Steve Robinson. Summed that up pretty well, Jim, didn't he?
Yep.
6th round. Well, he's got to lay just a bit more leather on him now, Hamed, and he's got to start unloading if he wants to be the very first to stop Cruz, which within the boxing trade they know is a good performance.
I was always amazed at how easily he won the European title against Neville Castro. I mean, we really thought that would be a tough little fight for him, but I mean, he did exactly as he pleased, and he's actually having an easier time, if you like, with Cruz here. He's just allowing to take place what he wants to take place. Everything is under his control here.
He worked that punch early on. Right through the middle of that protected guard, he thought there, Cruz. He's banging trouble here. He's going to do well to get over the round, I think. His legs are going a bit.
Looks like it's all over here, Reg.
He's got time to do it too, Hamed. In the 6th round. See, now he's unloading. That's good stuff. This is a brave fellow, Jimmy. He wants to go out with his pride, if nothing else.
Yeah, that leading punch was a finish of itself, Reg. I mean, Hamed actually seems to have the ability to change the direction of a punch after he starts to throw it. That looked as though it was coming out as a jab, and he just switched it into an uppercut, bang on the chin. I've never seen that done before.
His head almost departed from his shoulders the way he brought that up. This is one game, fella, Cruz, and I'll tell you what, he's got to be, because it's all over. Referee's quite right. He's seen the man wobble. He knows he's banging trouble. Hamed's fought, I must say, brilliantly in that round. The way he unloaded the punches, we've been waiting for him to do that, and when he did it with style and certainly a great deal of power. The very first man then to stop 57th fight this was for Freddy Cruz. I doubt if he protests, because I think Larry O'Connell, the referee, well, did him a favour there, because he'd taken enough stick. So he's now got another little championship to add to his European here, the WBC International. 14th win on the turn, 12th stoppage now. Let's have a look at it again. This is where it all started, Jim.
Yeah, well, it's as though he set off to throw a jab and then switched it into an uppercut. Well, there he goes, dips, bang. That was a beautiful punch. That was a finisher in its own punch. Cruz did well to recover from that. And it's nice to see some class refereeing. Cruz had nothing left here. Hamed was doing as he pleased, as he was from the first bell. And the time was right. Hadn't won a round, had hardly landed a punch. Referee Larry O'Connell picked the perfect time to call it over. And that was a tremendous performance. That's his 2nd title in the 2nd weight division. We're not winning world titles yet, Reg, but it's well within his grasp to pick up a couple of world titles if he boxes like this.